14, my best friend committed suicide, and yeah, that got me down pretty badly. I put a lot of it on my shoulders, blamed myself for it.
He had guilt feelings about not having done enough to prevent his friend from taking his life, and he needed to talk those things through. And as we talked those through, he realized that, I suppose, that he wasn't the guilty party, that his friend had taken his life, and there wasn't that much he could do about it.
I had so much anger built up inside towards myself and a lot of guilt towards myself, and I thought I was the type of person that didn't deserve to live.
Todd felt that he should have jumped forward, grabbed the gun, or somehow prevented his friend from doing that. And he was racked by the guilt of that he hadn't done that. At the same time, the parents of the boy who suicided also felt that Todd could have done more, and in their grief they struggled through that. And I think Todd was really wearing that feeling as well, that they hadn't supported him, that they had felt that he could have done more, and so he was wearing this incredible burden.
Seeing his friend blow his brains out in front of him and not being able to stop that created just a turmoil in the guy's soul.
The way I let my anger out was self-inflicted, self-harming, bashing walls, hitting walls, breaking fingers.
Todd was a very negative student. He seemed to think he was worthless, I guess would be, for want of a better word. Fairly disruptive in class in various ways.
The way he was going, if he carried on along that road, basically any prospect of a really successful career and everything like that wasn't going to happen.
He didn't have chaplaincy in the school that he was at previously. When he came here, he noticed a chaplaincy sign on the door, and he went in and met Neil and began to speak with him.
When he dropped in that first time and I saw him, he just came in, what's chaplaincy all about? It stirred something in him, and he definitely felt that he'd found a bit of a friendship there. And then that started to develop into a sense of relationship that meant that he could open up and share some of the deeper issues, emotional issues that were in him.
He was a guy I could trust, and so he talked to me and I opened up to him, and he gave me advice that I could take, that I didn't have to take.
He encouraged him to make good choices in his life, to get off the alcohol, to stop the self-destructive behaviours. And Todd felt more comfortable talking to him because he was not a doctor, he was not a teacher, he was just an ordinary human being that cared.
He was a person who looked at me like a person. I wasn't just another kid. He respected every kid he went and talked to, and he gave them his time because he wanted to, not because he had to.
I remember a key factor with Todd was that he said to me, look, nobody cares about me, and I'm not worth caring about. And I said to him at that time, look, I really care about you, and that might not seem like much, but I really do. I see you as a young man with a lot of potential, and I can see a great future for you. I also said to him, look, I might say I'm caring for you, but I'm just one person. But actually, I work for a charity organisation. Every dollar that gets spent on putting me in this school and keeping this whole service happening at the school is funded through people. I said, some people put in $10 a year, some put in 50, some put in 1,000, some put in hundreds of thousands a year to make sure that I'm sitting here talking to you. Each of those people cared enough to put their money into this role that I could be here. So I represent many, many people in this community that really do care about you. And that was like a penny dropping for him. He did understand it.
The fact that Neil said to Todd that he cared was the turning point in his life, and I'm just so grateful that he was there.
Neil saw the potential that was in me that I didn't, and all the advice Neil gave me was to try and grow me. And he kept telling me how to look after my anger, just getting used to who I was and starting to feel comfortable in myself. He was telling me that I was a good person and that I did deserve to live and that I did have potential. Before the new Todd, anger was coped with by hitting walls. Before who I am now, depression was coped with self-inflicted harm. Before now, problems of the world were dealt with drinking, And now, because of who I am now and how I've been helped, anger isn't a problem. I get angry, but I know how to release it properly. constructively. Depression isn't a problem because I know that I'm a person who's accepted.
I think Todd could have ended up maybe not being around today.
I know that because of what Neil has done and the help he's given me, the things I have problems with are now my strengths. I can help people who are in the position that I was in.
He's now looking forward to what he can do, what roles he can play. He was talking about maybe going into social work, all sorts of things like that. So he's looking at ways he can contribute, and he has a future, whereas 18 months ago he didn't. He was just a student who couldn't deal with his past.
There's not enough words I could say that could thank SU for what they've done for me. Because they put chaplains in schools and because of all the camps they run and all the programs they run, they help kids. They help people have a normal life, you know, and if it wasn't for SU and for Chappie Neil, I wouldn't like to think of where I'd be because they have helped me so much.